Let's take a look at this 2004 Bombardier Outlander Max XT. It's got a 400 HO motor. It's a two-seater. Moose, how you feeling back there?
It's comfy.
All right, so that's a long name. Let's talk about the name. Bombardier was bought out by Can-Am. I believe it was in 2005, so it's basically Can-Am. Outlander is the model, of course. So what's the Max? Well, the Max, it tells you it's the stock two-seater. It's got the extended wheelbase, comfy back seat, as Moose told us, handlebar / armrests, and it's got the footsteps there for the rear passenger. So it's made for two people. It's more stable. And then the XT is the trim package on this thing. So this has the several things that you wouldn't get without the XT. You got the handlebar guards. You got this bar up here, which frankly, I don't know what it's for, but it says maximum load, 5 pounds. Comes stock with the winch on the front. Also comes with the front and rear heavy-duty bumpers. So, how good does that look, by the way? So these are heavier duty. This is some, your standard Polaris racks, for example, or Ranger are going to have, what are they, 5/8 or 9/16 bars, and these are about 1.25 inches, it looks like. And then you got the rear bumper as well. So that's what you get with the XT package. Now, I want to take a minute and talk about Bombardier. Bombardier is made in Canada. I was born and raised in Canada. It's not a lot made up there that I'm proud of these days, but these are some quality machines. And I want to talk about some of the differences between this and some of your more popular brands. So here in Western Kentucky, there are two brands in particular that are very popular. People are very loyal to them. People don't want to consider an Arctic Cat or a Kawasaki or a Suzuki. Certainly not a Bombardier. It's French. Can-Ams have become a little more popular than the Bombardier, but just not a lot of broad acceptance here if it's not one of those two major brands, to be honest. But there's a lot about these that I like, that I wish people would understand and come to appreciate as I have. Nothing wrong with the main name brands. If it's Japanese or if it's American made, they're good machines. But so just a couple little things let's talk about here real quick. The fenders, the fender flares, mud flaps, whatever you call these things. This is a factory made slit to give some flexibility when you hit something. Now, if you've driven one of the standard, more common brands, especially the one that begins with an H, these are almost always busted up, especially where this part meets the footwell. They're always, the clip was pulled out, there's the plastic is stripped or widened. So just little things like this, some consideration, and these last longer. What else? Well, this has some, I believe these are aluminum. I'm losing light here, so it's hard to see, but your frame extensions, whatever you call this part of the frame here, it's aluminum. And it's thick. Everything is thicker. Better made, to be honest. What else? Okay, so sticking in the rear here, you got a rear disc brake on the shaft coming off the motor there. That's a disc brake. Hydraulic, of course, it's hydraulic all the way around. Let's take a look at the front. So on the front, you have dual disc brakes on both sides, right and left. And as you see, they're not on the wheel, on your knuckle, as just about every other ATV is, but they are right there on the differential, so you can inspect it better. I see there's plenty of pad left. Doesn't hold the mud as easily as on it when it's on the wheel. And speaking of holding mud, let's take a look at another difference. So these axle guards, those are the ones in the front. Let's take a look at the ones in the back. All right, so here's the rear. You see there's a guard for the outer CV or joint, and there's a guard for the inner joint. And it protects the boots, but what makes them so special? Why do I like them? Why am I taking time out of this video just to look at them? Well, they've got big holes in the bottom, there you go, so that they don't hold in mud and water. So again, you get any, and this applies for the other Japanese models, you get anything with an axle guard, and what does it do? You go through mud, and it holds that mud and water, and it just sits there, and it sits there, and it sits there, and it sits there. And the only way you're ever going to get it out is if you take off the wheels, and then if you take off the axle guards. That's how you're going to get it clean. But on these, they're protecting the joints like they're supposed to, but they're not holding in nearly the amount of water or mud. All right, so while we're back here, you see it's got the trailer hitch ball. See the tail light. All the lights work. Winch works. All right, we already looked at the winch, but sorry. All right, what else do you get with the XT package? Well, I don't know if this is specific to the XT or just comes in all these Outlanders, but you see it's got the nice chrome or stainless wheels. So you don't have to worry about paint chipping or rust. Those look good. Okay, while we're over here, let's take a look just at the condition of this machine. Footwell's in great shape. So this has 1,800 miles on it. It was owned by an older gentleman, rode very little, that's why he ended up selling it. You do have the pull start on this side, so if you end up stuck without a good charge in your battery, you can pull start it. Okay, so 400 cc's. Seems a little undersized, right? Well, you might think that. It's got but it's a 400 HO. It is different. Can-Am or Bombardier had some other 400s that weren't HOs. What's the top speed? Top speed on this one is 55 miles an hour. So you don't have to worry about it being underpowered, even with 2 people on it. This is a stout machine with good power output. All right, lights all work like I said. I think we've kind of circled around this. Take a look at this side again. Take a look at the tread. Tread's decent on the front tires and good on the back tires. Again, you see the wheels, good shape. Footwell. And the other thing I didn't mention is that it is a CVT transmission, and so that's what makes this 400 very capable paired with that transmission on this ATV. All right, let's do a cold start now. Today the high was 46 here. Low was about 34 this morning. It has not been started at all today. It's about 4 o'clock right now. The sun is setting and I'm running out of time. So we're going to do a quick start here. Let's go ahead and turn on this has a simple gauge. You see it's got indicators for neutral, reverse, and park. Of course, the oil pressure light's on right now because it's not started. There's your 1,800 miles. So yeah, I haven't talked about the transmission, but it is an automatic, like I said, with low, high, neutral, reverse, and park. Your 4-wheel drive button is up here. There we go. You also do have a 4-wheel drive indicator light right there below the oil pressure light. And on the left, of course, you got your standard buttons there with your choke and your winch operator. Actuator, I guess I should say. There's your 12-volt power source. It's a good location. Before we start it real quick, speaking of location, I want to point out a couple other things. In the front here, you've got an easy access compartment to your toolbox, your radiator, your brake fluid, and I believe that is coolant over here. Put that back on and move to the back in the rear. Oh, there's our light on because the brake is locked, so that's your brake light. And then back here, you got a nice storage compartment. All right, so now we'll go ahead and do this cold start. This thing starts very well. I'm going to put the choke on, and we'll quickly move to the back so you can see there's no... Oh, by the way, the first key position is lights on. You can see the lights are on. And so you actually turn it a full turn to turn the lights off. So I'm going to turn it one more turn. All right, so you can start it in either, the first or second position. All right. That quickly. Like I said, that's the first time it's been started today. It's pretty chilly out. Feels like it's about 40 right now. Turn that choke off. All right, so there you have it. Nice quality machine. Be a great one for somebody to buy for themselves, or if you've got kids or a spouse you want to ride with. Very stable, very easy to use. It's automatic, don't have to worry about shifting gears. So if you have any questions, or you'd like to see close-up pictures from a particular angle, just let me know. Thanks.